Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Chris and we are playing City Skylines. You heard me right, this is City Skylines and this is my city Taveeno. This is going to be the last video in this series of the Taveeno series, mainly because I have done a humongous amount of work on this map. I mean, it is pretty ginormous. It really is. It is, wow, it covers a lot of square footage, acreage, whatever you want to call it. It does do that. I have got some intense areas, I've got the airports, I have got lots and lots of stuff. And for the last video, I'm going to do something over here. This is a rather massive area and it's going to be a ginormous residential area. Now I did do it earlier and the game crashed out and oh god, I'm gonna have to do it all over again. But as you can see, there is a railway line that runs from the main line all the way along the outer edge, and I'm going to add a metro. You can see I've put a couple of the metro stations in already. I haven't joined them up. I'm going to go and do that in a second. And we are going to add a number of areas, a number of districts, and we're just going to build it up, have a bit of fun, put a bit of random roads in, just do some stuff that I enjoy doing. And then that's it. I am done with this map. I am done with Taveeno. I may make one further video which will just be music and a flyover of the city, just like that. I think that's what it's going to be. That is what I will probably do. So this will not be the last video, but it will be the last video in any building sense, but it will be the penultimate video in the series. Anyway, the area is going to be from here. It's going to go all the way around to that kind of little mountain range, and it joins up there. So that's it. I'm going to go now and do a speed build. See you shortly. So just before I do the speed build, I am going to use the new parallel road version, which is somewhere here. This allows you to select a type of road. So I'm going to select a road. Now, I did do this earlier, but I'm going to put a rather large road around. I think I'm going to do this one here, which is going to be perfect. And then the next thing I want to do is a metro. So we can just do a quick search for metro line. That seems pretty good. And there's a distance there. We will just do a quick test to see what that looks like. Let's just see what that looks like. I can't see any metro line there at all, but I do see the really wide road. That's a little bit too wide, I think. Let me just find something a little bit less wide. I quite like my asymmetrical roads, as you probably have realised. So let me just find one like that. No, don't really want that one either. I think I'm just going to go for a standard, this one. Metro station track, come on. Oh, it's underground station track, that's not any good. Come on, somebody must be able to do me in. Yay, that's the puppy, that's what we want, perfecto. So I'm going to use this method, and that's going to allow me to join up and build these roads. Oh, I've just realised they need to be the other way around. So I need to do that. Just be able to move it up. That would be brilliant. Just move it up. Let me add. There we go. That'll do for me. Right, let's build this bugger now. Let's do it. So this is a area for business. So it's a bit of an attraction area. I want this so that there's a reason for people to visit this particular area, so people can come along by the trains or the metro and come here, and I'm going to have a couple of different little bits and bobs. So I want it to be a commercial area with some offices. So what is the commercial specialization? We are going to make it that kind of environmentally friendly offices. We've not got anything for that's not for that. What are we going to do for I don't want to make it IT cluster, that might be just a bit boring. Right, so let's whack in some offices. So I'm going to put some offices nearby here, so we've got a bit of interest like so, and I'm going to put something here, I think. And now we're going to paint on a few bits of... Oh, that's what I was going to do. Just thought about it. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to change this to Modern City Centre as well. Back to the painting on. We want a couple of dark ones. Let's put a couple of dark bits just here for the Modern City Centre. Scrap that bit there. Move this one. Whoosh it all the way around. So I'm still in my zone 1 of the residential area, which is next to my big kind of entertainment zone, and I've decided to go around and just tweak all of the road junctions to make sure that you've got dedicated turning lanes. It is one of those things which is quite important to do, especially if you think the area is going to get extremely busy at some point. So using Traffic Manager, it works really well at doing that. I'm also having to use one of the other mods available to you, which means you can add additional nodes in a length of road effectively. Reason for this? Obviously, sometimes you need to use the upgrade and do the reverse, so you can reverse the road, which means you can then get the relevant asymmetrical road can be aligned to one way, one the other, but you need them to be both two at each end. So that's what I've done. I've done that, made sure that using the node add option allows me to do exactly that, which I think you've just seen me do on that particular stretch of road. So here is District 2, just to flatten the land a little bit, to make it a little bit easier to build all the properties. And I'm just going to add the roads, going to join them up, make sure that I don't really rank across roads. I think that generates a huge amount of tailbacks at that point, although I could swap them out with a roundabout. So I'm just sort of doing this staggered, very organic kind of drawing. There's no
particular plan. Adding a few pathways in because it's quite important to have those in, as I've said before, to make sure your Sims can move around the place. And just going to add a little bit of a park, some areas that will really speed up the residents moving in and then upgrading their properties. And it's really important to put in the other services like schools and hospitals and elder care and all those kind of things, otherwise they just won't upgrade. It's quite important to do that. So here's the new district, Brook Hills. I really like the eco housing. I think that just looks really nice, especially if you're putting some of the taller, high density stuff in. They don't go really high. They just look quite nice and stylish. I'm trying to stay away from putting any residential roads, any residentials on the main highway, just so that it doesn't cause a lot of tailbacks when you've got people driving in and out of those properties. It just makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? So in this particular district, I am also adding metro. Why not? District 2 is going to have metro. It's going to connect into the area District 1. Hopefully it's going to mean that Sims can move freely from the sort of main terminal that I've got over near the residential and commercial zones. So next to Brook Hills, I'm going to put a industrial area, commercial area, and I'm going to put a cargo station in. Why, do you ask? Well, you need employment for these Sims to do stuff. You want to be able to build goods locally, and why not make something useful in that area? Because I'm going to have a lot of people potentially in here. I'm going to have some commercial zones which are going to need supplies of goods, so let's put those in. Definitely going to need to do some stuff. And I've also segregated up little districts in there to specialise in certain types of industries, so it should look quite interesting. Also adding in the factories and the warehouses means that you do get hopefully additional employment, and you get, more importantly, a lot of movement. I quite enjoy the game just seeing how the traffic flows around the place. So I'm using TMPE to make sure the lanes are correct and the arrows go in the correct directions, and I'm also now using the Interstate Marking tool to make those really lovely lines appear. I think that is one of the best mods going. Definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, if you're going to get a mod, get that Interstate Marking tool, because it just makes things look really nice. One other thing I needed to do, which isn't in there, I need to join up this area to the main roads to get a route in for other vehicles to get in, because at the moment they've only got really one route in, which is a little bit painful. So I've added this really long road from one sort of side of the city to the other, and then I've just had to go off and use the Move It mod to raise things up and down to make them look nice and hopefully don't get flooded when the water raises up. So the place is now linked up. It's time to add in another set of districts, the other side of that industrial area, again to really build out and get the population growing. As I said before, I'm pretty much complete on this game. This map, I've kind of done what I wanted to do. I really have kind of played around with things. I've experienced a few things. I've hopefully gained a little bit of further knowledge about how to lay things out and how to use some of the mods like Parallel Road Tool, I'm certainly going to use that much more in the future. And I might also use stuff like Rico more. I might try to do a bit more detail here and not go for getting hundreds of thousands of people into the city, but trying to make it, I don't know, a bit like Sandburrs, a little bit more detailed, a little bit more clustered, so that you don't have these really big areas, or maybe you have downtown as they call it, or a city centre, and then little pockets of locations, and really kind of drill those in. The only disadvantage of doing things like that is you're actually having to play the game in like infinite money, which is a bit disappointing to say the least, because you don't have the challenge of having to try to grow the city and all the services. You don't have to really care about how the Sims are feeling if they move out, move in. It doesn't make any difference. You've got money to do whatever you like with. So a bit more whizzing around the area, making sure that my turning lanes are all in place and that my asymmetrical roads are laid out correctly, and using the add node. It just makes things, I think it just makes things look nice, although in fact I've got a lot of junctions there to do, but I think it really looks really good. And I also actually really like that road that somebody's created with the kind of little no man's land, the chevrons sort of denoting when you move from 2 to 1 lane. I think it looks really good. So I've lost count of the number of districts that I've now done in this really large area, but I've done quite a few. And I wonder if this particular area is a homage to Close Encounters of the Third Kind because of that tabletop mounting, or is that just one massive tree stump? I'm not quite sure what that is, but it is pretty big. Again, adding pathway and parks is key to building a lovely district where everybody wants to move in and give you lots of money in taxes, and you get a lot of employment from it. Public transport is also highly required. Here we've got a metro and we've got buses. Metro moves into the centre of the area and then buses move them out, and they can also then move out to the main metro, which goes all the way along that coastline up to the main sort of metro and train terminal. So here's my last big massive car park in the city. It's just going to be one of those ones. It's using that the parking lot mod, which is brilliant. I'd forgotten how to use it because I haven't played the game for quite a while, to be honest, but it does work really well. You do need super flat land, otherwise it causes a problem. But generally speaking, it is fantastic, and you do need to have a traffic manager president edition in place as well, otherwise the cars will not park there. Again, brilliant. Just put a bit of trees around the outside of it just to decorate it up a little bit, but it's going to be the last large car park in Taveeno. So this is going to be the last set of flyovers for the Taveeno city. I'm sorry to say this is going to be the last time that I play the Taveeno map, and it's the last time that I'm going to publish any footage on the Taveeno city. So I hope you've enjoyed the 45 episodes. If you've even attempted to watch them all, that is fantastic. Thank you very much, and it'd be a big thank you. And thank you for getting to the end of the video. It is really appreciated. If you do happen to subscribe, then do please leave me a comment below, and I will inevitably attempt to say your name and give you a shout out. And if you've got a channel, I can link to it, and I'd hope you would do the same back. That would be fantastic. So please do hit subscribe, hit the little button down on the right hand side of the screen at the bottom, or hit the big button below this video. If you've liked the video, then also do hit the like button and share this video amongst your many friends who can take the piss out of me behind my back. I don't give a flying monkey, but there you go. Let's try to boost my numbers. That would be epic. It really would be epic. And if you want to get an email from YouTube whenever I post a video regarding City Skylines or any other games that I may play in the future, then please do hit the notification bell. So this is the last time for me signing off in Taveeno City. Thank you very much. I hope you do come back again and watch other videos. I'll leave you now listening to some brilliant music sourced from Epidemic Sound, and you can just listen and chill. Thanks very much for watching. Hope to see you again. Goodbye.